So this was a new album that I picked up recently that I added to my list of suggestive pickups, which is something new that I'm kind of going to be doing for my channel. It's a little bit of a spin-off from my album reviews, but a little bit less detailed and more to the point. But it's mainly for like-minded individuals like myself who's looking to find both new and old music, and also music that is similar to artists that you already like as well. This album featured 12 tracks. I'm not going to go into too much detail about each one of the tracks, but I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on it. With this band, I would say they're most comparable to Prodigy, and I'm not in any way saying that they're ripping off Prodigy or any of the other bands that I may compare them to when I go through this. But with the first track on this album, The Pill and the Mindsweep, Part 1, I kind of liked the way it started out. I felt like this was a track that they could use as an opening track for their live set. I feel like the lead singer kind of grabs your attention when he does his vocals and also the lyrics within the song. It was very reminiscent of what a spoken word track would sound like. But it was a unique track. It ended up being one of my favorites, and I felt like it had like a great breakdown, and also I loved the aggressive vocals that were done within the track. With track number 2, it's entitled The One True Color. And with this track, it kind of starts out with more of a pop punk type of vibe in their music. Now, they cover a lot of different genres in their music. With the pop punk type of thing that they do, it's not really my favorite sound of theirs, but I like more of the spacey experimental stuff that they do. Even though it starts out with the pop punk type of vibe, it kind of transitioned into a more spacier type of beat later on into the song, and they kind of go into the lyrics, to whom this may concern. And I kind of felt like that part had me hooked in the song, and it was one song that I kept playing over and over again, and I think a lot of people is going to like the song when they listen to it. With track number 3, I think this was the track that reminded me the most of the band Prodigy. It kind of had like that strong England sound, and I felt like it had a great intro. And also the drums had me going as well within the song. The Last Garrison, which was track number 4, had more of an upbeat feel compared to the other tracks on this album. With track number 5, Never Let Go of the Microscope, I kind of feel like with this track it starts out with more of a atmospheric type of beat with a rap over it. And if you're a fan of seeing bands that like to rap, this would be the track for you to listen to. And I felt like it was one of the best intros on this album as well. With track number 6, they showed a sign of another great intro. And it kind of has more of a Radiohead type of feel to it. And kind of how they structure like a lot of their songs with the keyboard. Range of this album, it's kind of all over the place. And with Radiohead, I'm a fan, so that type of vibe that they had within the song was great. But I love the lyrics, and I thought they were catchy, and you'll see like a lot of harmonizing within the vocals. I didn't like when the track got heavier, and it kind of lost its vibe to me, but when it picked up to the original beat, that's when I started liking the track a lot more. With track number 7, that's entitled Torn Apart. And with this, you'll kind of see like a quicker drum pace as far as the drum patterns is concerned in the song. And I felt like the harmonizing really stood out within the song as well. Track number 8 was the interlude. Track number 9 is The Bank of England. During certain parts of the song I liked the beat, but it wasn't one of my favorites that was done on this album. There's a Price on Your Head was track number 10. The energy and vocals of the song, it really reminds me of Surge from System of a Down, and kind of like the tracks that you'll see him usually do, and how it's kind of crazy and wild on the vocals. With track number 11, it's entitled Dear Future Historians. This was more of a slower paced track. It had a lot more piano to it, but it kind of led into this jam that I felt really made the track. And it doesn't sound like any other song from this album, so it kind of stood on its own. But I felt like with that, it led into a great ballad. And overall, it was just a great track, one that stood out on this album. And for people who like slower paced tracks, this will be the track for you. And then the last track was The Pill and the Mindsweep Part 2. Pretty much a continuation of Part 1 that was done at the very first track. A lot of the same melodies and lyrics. There's a few different lyrics from what I remember in this, but I remember liking the first track a lot more. But overall, there were 12 tracks. I definitely like what was done. I like how this band has a nice, unique sound. And I would recommend this band to anybody who loves experimental music or likes band that does like a lot of different genres in their music. It was one of the best albums of 2015 for me, and I would recommend that you go buy it, pick it up. The cover art's pretty cool. I like what they did with it. Kind of has a spacey type of feel to it. But if you got the album, feel free to share your thoughts as well. What did you think? What was your favorite track? If you had a least favorite, feel free to share that. If you know any artists that sound like this band that you want to recommend, feel free to drop that below as well. And if you think they sound like a certain band, feel free to share that as well. But until next time, this has been Jacob Rob AJ, and I'll see you.
Whips the carpet from beneath my feet. Someone upturned the furniture.